when medicine starts to involve ethical issues, and it frequently does, we need to do our best to make our way through our Bible to try to figure out, okay, which way would the Bible lead me? And ultimately, I believe that regarding the issue of surrogacy, when it involves the mother's egg, the father's seed, then I think this could be one of those gray area issues. I think different Christians are ultimately going to conclude two different things regarding that specific issue. But let me share with you some principles from the Bible that I think give us some sort of a leaning, and then you make the decision for you and your family, and I will make the decision for me and my family with your pastor, if you please. What exactly is having a baby? It is making a child an eternal soul bearer, one knit together in the mother's womb. Is that enough of a hint, by the way, that it's supposed to be in the mother's womb and not in a surrogate's womb? I wouldn't expand the text that far, but it is God's creative work inside of a woman to create a being that has a soul that is everlasting. That is profound. How is that supposed to be done? Well, over and over again, we see one man, one woman who come together in a lifelong covenant relationship. That is the context that we always see a child being born, at least not sinfully. Always. And so what we learn is this unique bonding, this one flesh union between a man and a woman. One of the reasons, just one of the reasons, is for procreation. Now, surrogacy involves a third party. I'm just suggesting that maybe this leads us toward, okay, that's sort of getting outside of God's design in the way that He intended it to be done. That is a push toward that direction. Based on that, what I insist, if you have a child through a surrogate, you're sinning. I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's pastoral, and I don't think it's biblical. I think you need to figure that out, that it seems that, and you could argue, well, God didn't have surrogacy in view because they couldn't do it back then. Okay, but God inspired the Bible, and He knew that this was going to be the book for all time. And so we see over and over again, it's a man, it's a woman, and when we do see a surrogate, if you will, it was a big old sin. Consider Abraham, Sarah. Old, they didn't wait for God's promise. They involved, if you will, a surrogate. And things didn't turn out so well. Check out what's going on in the Middle East. So I would suggest to you lovingly that the Bible's leading is toward one man and one woman. That is why I don't think that using any sort of artificial insemination, any sort of infertility issues where we implant the mother's egg into the mother's womb, I don't think it violates that principle. But it seems that surrogacy does. Now, having said that, what about the issue of, well, it's not the mother's egg or the father's seed? This is opinion. That seems to go outside of the context that God has drawn for us, one man and one woman. This isn't just involving the location of the fertilized egg. It is who contributes to it. And if it's not the father and mother, I would suggest, then I think it would be a no-no. Once again, you make the decision consulting with your pastor. Search your scriptures and search your heart. That's probably the tougher issue, frankly. Why? Why are you so bent on climbing any mountain? And I'm not trying to say that negatively, to climb any mountain to have a baby. Could it be, you've got to search your heart, I search mine, that the concept of a baby has a wrong position in your heart? Could it be that it has become, as kids certainly can become, trust me, I know, an idol? You search your heart, figure out the heart issue, perhaps even more than you figure out the medical issue, and then work on the ethical side.